Let's talk about this a little bit more here. Goddess Biddy was the wrath aspect of Morgan. The Irish believe that Lady Morgan, she has so many names, was not only the triple goddess symbol, because Goddess Biddy is the crone aspect in the Irish pantheon, which is why she is goddess of death, um, like that. So, but the other two aspects we will cover later on, and I plan on making a whole series of this. But it's really interesting about Morgan because in the Irish pantheon, not only is she the triple goddess that represents the maiden Middle Earth crone, she also represents the three fates. Like in the Greek pantheon, they had fates. That would know the fate of all man and God. She also represents that. So she is very smart because she is a crone aspect. She has a lot of wisdom being an older woman. And she is very good for magic, especially enchantment. You can use her if you're stuck and you need some inspiration. Now again, death in the underworld. The underworld and death is a part of life. Again, the underworld is a place where the souls go to be spread out for the reincarnations, for the transitions, and all that. So the underworld isn't this fire and brimstone crap that the Christians came up with. Destruction and battle. The reason she is goddess of that too is because, again, she is the wrath of Morgan. So she was called upon a lot in the Celtic religions to do battle. I mean, Morgan pops in every single pantheon, the Irish, the Welsh, all over the place, because she is mainly one dignity that they all follow. But different stories on each one, of course. But the Irish one is, I believe, that is where she belongs, is the Irish dignity. Some may disagree and say she's Welsh. I believe that she is all, but I specifically believe that she is mainly Irish. Um, she is goddess. So when they called upon battle, they always called upon her. And if they saw a raven in the sky, or ravens and stuff like that, or crows, they knew that she was Neil. The crows and ravens represent death. They are the carriers of the soul. And she would also take them to the afterlife, And death fairies, again, death is not the end, it's only the beginning. Banshees. Banshees are basically monster creatures that you hear about. So they are basically her servants. In reincarnation, she is the crone aspect, so, and the last of the fates. So she decides where you go when you're reincarnated. And her sacred colors was red, blue, and black. Now, those colors, again, people think black is evil, and they got it wrong. Black does not represent death. Black is a protection color. So to see in red is the color of death. So to see those two colors now, red and black, as whole, makes a lot of sense. Red represents blood flow, represents war, represents death. Black represents protection. She's also seen a lot of the time in black, because black is a protection color, and she protects those in battle, as well as carries the dead in fights and wars. So those colors make a lot of sense. You may be saying, what is blue? Blue can be another color of peace, calmness, strength. So those colors are true representations of her. Her element is fire. Her Sabbath is summer solstice, and Samhain. Now, Samhain, I would say, is her main one, but you can also honor her on summer solstice. But Samhain, since she is basically a very, very strong dignity and the symbol of a lot of witches, the symbol of basically the goddess of witches. Anyhow, it's not listed there. Another aspect of her is that. So she would be very powerful to summon on Samhain or honor. Her associated planets is the moon and Mercury. Her representations is cauldron and the key. Now, I want to say one thing here. The cauldron is a very heavy representation of her. And the key, you always see her carrying a key somewhere on her. In all these pictures, you will see a key. She's very seen without carrying a key. The key is to the afterlife. And she is the protector of the cauldron and the key. There was another one. I didn't put it down because I'm not 100% sure on it. I use a ladle as well to represent her. A little ladle that you can get, or a really old one I have in my garage. I'm thinking of bringing and putting in my altar room to represent Morgan. But it is pretty big, so I don't know, but it's old. It's made of wood. A wooden ladle would be perfect for Goddess Morgan. It's kind of the ladle to the gods. So her sacred herbs here is apple, dark red wine, Jimpin holly, onyx, jet, and Solomon seal stone. And the hagstone. Now, the hagstone represents the hag, which is basically another name for the crone. So, basically, any goddess that is a crone, you want to use a hagstone. Unfortunately, hagstones are very rare and hard to get a hold of anymore. But if you live near a beach, you can probably find one. A hagstone is basically like a stone with a hole in it. A naturally made hole. That's called a hagstone. They are very powerful. Her mother was Goddess Dingun, Goddess Wolf. Her father was High King of Ireland. She was a wife or lover of God Nitit, god of war. And her children were never named. They mentioned children, but they never named them. So her children are very secretive. Interesting thing, her mother being the goddess of earth, and her father being a half king. That would make her a demigod, if you think about it. But she rises above the aspect of demigod. Most demigods are offered. Even Hercules was offered to be a god or demigod, which means that he would still have his humanity. Goddess Morgan, or Badu, decided to take the full to become a goddess, instead of being half mortal, because they would die being half mortal. Anyhow, the demigods do have their advantages. They are neither god or human, so Anyhow, that is it on Goddess Bindun. I hope you really enjoyed this series. I did, especially since she is one of my favorite goddesses. Anyhow, this has been Rainbow Pagan, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Bye.